guys, so I'm going to be coming at you today with a very long-awaited paranormal update. Sorry, I just accidentally kicked the tripod. This happened, well, there's two stories, but they are I'm trying to think of what, I can't speak, what the fuck just happened? They're related, if that makes sense. They're basically the same thing. Why? I can't speak, apparently. Anyway, so yeah, the first experience that happened to me happened, I think it was last Thursday. So I was lying on the couch. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was under a blanket because it's winter, well, the end of winter here in Australia, if you don't know. So I was under my blanket and I was like all warm and toasty, and I had Ali next to me, and don't even remember what documentary I was watching. And then apparently I fell asleep. So I was asleep for I don't know how long, and then all of a sudden I woke up, but I was still like half asleep. You know when you're in like that half asleep, half awake? Like I was very aware of what was going on around me, but I still had my eyes closed and I was still in my like little warm cocoon, and I was like, no, I'm not ready to get up now. And so I woke up to the feeling of so my couch, so I'm just distracted because I'm looking at it. My couch is a 2-seater couch, could probably fit 3 people, but it's 2-seater, so it's quite like cozy when 2 people are sitting on it, especially if one of them's lying down. And so I woke up to the feeling of someone sitting on the couch, and it was like they had like lifted my legs up. Obviously this did not happen while I was awake, but it was like, you know, if like you're lying on the couch and then someone like wants to sit down, so but you want to keep lying down, so they'll lift your feet up, sit down, then put your feet on top of their lap. That's what it was like, because I could feel like, not only because I was laying down, I could feel like there was weight on the other end of the couch, and I felt like a hand on top of my leg, and it was like rubbing my leg, and I heard. And it was weird because I don't know if I heard it out loud or if I heard it in my head, because I don't remember if the voice was female or male or what they sounded like. I don't remember. But I heard like, Courtney, like when you're trying to like wake someone up. And I was like, that's weird. Why is my mum trying to wake me up? Like, you know, in like your half asleep days, I was like, I sort of was like, I don't feel like I've been asleep long enough for it to be mum, but I was like, I don't care. And then I thought it was her, so I was like, no, I'm not ready to get up yet. So yeah, the voice I only heard twice, but then I sort of just fell back asleep, and I was still really aware of someone sitting like at the other end of the couch, but I just thought it was my mum. And so I woke up again, and mum was home. The lights were on, the TV was on, she put my laptop away, she was just, you know, pottering around the house. And I was like, oh, how long have you been home? And she was like, oh, only like 5 minutes. And I was like, okay, maybe I just like fell back. In my head, I was working this out. I was like, okay, maybe I just like fell back asleep and had one of those really quick power naps that feels like you've been asleep for weeks. So I was like, oh, why did you try to like wake me up? Because I'm not a super heavy sleeper, so she, like, obviously the sound of her just walking around the house woke me up anyway. And I was like, oh, did you just try and wake me up? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, right, good. That was just as soon as she looked at me and she was like, what the fuck, like, why? Like, it was just like a complete, like, why would I know? And it, like, I just had like this look on my face of obviously just like, oh, good, great, that's what, okay, it wasn't you, brilliant. And so she was like, what? And I was like, well, someone did. And I told her what happened, and she was like, oh shit. And I was like, yeah, like, because I said to her, I was like, I thought it was you, but it wasn't. She's like, no, it wasn't me. And then like I had a moment, because it was so vivid, and it, like, I felt the fingers, I felt like I could feel like the knees, what my legs were like lying on, to the point where I was like, okay, because we live on the 3rd story up, so obviously no one's going to be able to break in. There's only a front door and then like a balcony. And I was like to mum, and the door, the only door that you can get in with, is automatically locked when it's closed, so you can't get in unless you have a key, if that makes sense. And so then I was like, Mum, like, was the balcony door closed when you got home? Like, did someone break in? Like, I had like so many thoughts going through my head. And so she was like, oh, I wonder who it was. And I was like, I don't know. Andy and a couple of our friends went out to have some drinks. It turned out to be quite a big night. Not a big night, but it turned out to be really late. And we went to Tea Gardens in Bondi, if any of you know that. No, Bondi. And then we went to one of his friend's house afterwards. So we got home at about 3 or 4 o'clock on Sunday morning. And yeah, so on Sunday we obviously were not feeling that great, and so we were just lazing around the house. And then on Saturday night when we were out, I had gotten a missed call from Mum, and that's not that weird, so I thought, you know, if there's something that she really wants to tell me, or she really like needs to get a hold of me, she'll call me again, or she'll text me, or whatever. And then about 20 minutes later, okay, no, probably like 10 minutes later, Frankie gets a message, and it was like, look after Courtney, or make sure, just whatever, being a mum, just like make sure you look after Courtney. And Frankie was like, well, obviously I'm going to. And so, yeah, so we didn't think anything of it. And then Sunday morning, like I said, we're feeling pretty sorry for ourselves, so we're just lazing around the house. And then Mum was like, oh, you know, have you heard someone say your name the other day? And I was like, yes, and they touched my legs, and they were there. She was like, yeah, well, last night, so on Saturday night, she was like, I was lying on the couch with Ali, and she said I woke up to someone calling it, like saying your name in the same tone that I had said it to her. And I was just like, oh, shit. And she was like, the reason why I called you and then texted Frankie, because she was like, I didn't know if it meant that something was going to happen to you. Like she said to me, she was like, I was freaking out. So yeah, so what was that sound? I do not know. Something just happened, and I don't know what it was, and I don't know where it came from, and I'm freaking out. I just heard it again. I'm freaking out. Anyway, why do I film these videos when I'm home alone? I do not know why I do this to myself. Now I'm very aware of all my surroundings. Anyway, so yeah, so that happened, and yeah, it slightly freaked me out because it was my name both times. So I was just like, what does this mean? I don't know what this means. So I don't know. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. I just thought you guys would want to know, because it's the first sort of like paranormal experience to that sort of extent that has happened in a really long time. I mean, I see things a lot. I hear things a lot. Exhibit A of me just hearing something and I don't know what it was, and I heard it twice. So yeah, I am thinking of trying to con Frankie into telling you guys. He has this one crazy story, because when we first started talking, he experienced it, and he started looking into like paranormal stuff, and he found my videos but didn't. I heard it too. Okay, I'm going insane. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, he actually found my YouTube videos without me telling him, and I was like, oh my god, how embarrassing. So I'm thinking of trying to get him in a video and explain it to you guys. I know the story, but obviously if it's the person who actually experienced it, they're going to explain it themselves way better, but it is fucking insane. And I also have another video coming up. I don't know if you guys will be interested, but when I got my hair done, it reminded me of, and I hadn't made a video in this time period of when it happened, but I had like a really horrible hair disaster that happened at a hairdresser's, and it was like the worst thing that has ever happened to me. And I had yellow, pink, brown, and some type of blonde all in my hair at once, and it's beautiful. And it's a funny story to look back on now. So I was wondering if you guys would be interested in seeing it. Oh my god, it was my neighbor's story. Embarrassing. Oh no. Anyway, yeah, so let me know if you guys would be interested in hearing that. I know it's not like a normal video for me, but it is pretty funny, and what my hair looked like was pretty fucking horrendous. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.